Just under a half-hour's drive from Waterford City, between Tramore and Dungarvan, lies the village of Kilmacthomas. Just outside the village, a new whisky brand's home is taking shape. Daithí O'Connell whisky merchants are the newest occupants in a famine-era workhouse complex. Built as a place of last resort for starving families in the area during the devastating famine years of the 1840s, today the site is finding new life, with a bike hire shop, a restaurant, dog grooming and whisky bottling and bonding making use of sturdy Victorian architecture. Nestled under the foothills of the Comeragh Mountains and perfectly situated on the Waterford Greenway, a 46-kilometre bike and walking trail that will eventually connect to Cork City, you can imagine cyclists, hikers and runners needing an essential stop at the end of their journey when only a drop of whisky will do. I'm here to meet Daithí O'Connell and see if he's thinking along the same lines, and also to get a tour of the work in progress.
In a few weeks you'll see a change in it. And this is the main production centre here. This is a cask racking setup that was brought in by Thistle in Scotland. They do Macallan. So this is a very small one, obviously, compared to what they normally do. But it allows me to interact with the casks on an individual basis without having to move them.
Yeah.
You don't have to get a forklift out or anything. We take samples out. We can see the leaks easier. And then if we do have to move, we only have to move a maximum of 7 at any one time. So that's pretty good.
Brilliant.
So one person can do it with a forklift.
Yeah.
These are our blending tanks. They're 2 5,000 litres, one for peat product and one for unpeated product. So we don't have any cross-contamination and we don't have to clean them as much, I guess. They'll sit here in this centre section here. Basically, we take the barrels out here. There'll be a disgorging trough here that will filter out the rough, the char, and then we'll fill it into IBC if it's a small run, and then into the tank directly if it's a bigger run, and then through the wall there'll be a hose going into what's our bottling room. The store on the left. You'll drop in. You either drop in an IBC and a pallet of bottles, and then at the other end, then you come in here, you'll be able to pick up a completed boxed up product. Take it out, pallet wrap it, and put it onto racking over there then. So, the bottling hall then. So there are 2 lines in here permanently. Full-size bottle line and a miniature line. So they'll be separate. So we don't have to set them up, we don't have to move them.
Yeah.
If one person wants to come in, they can come in and operate it in a horseshoe shape, or we can put it linear and put in a few more people. It's semi-automatic.
Okay.
So we can go from anything from a single cask or half a cask or a quarter cask all the way up to 1,000 bottles an hour.
Okay.
On its side still, which is great as well.
Yeah.
The casks roll in and out. So on the 23rd, I'll be able to show you. It's just casks up on it.
Brilliant.
They'll be just empties. We'll have the place a lot tidier. It's we have to strip huge amount of work here. We have to strip all the wiring, bring in all new electrical feeds, all new water. Everything is so it's an old building from 1971 to 76. There was adjustments made. And then we were trying to bring it up to modern standards. We're putting in toilet facilities and staff facilities there. Then phase 2 of that, and we build a mezzanine out here so we can have more floor space to work on.
Okay, yeah.
For maybe packaging and
because
shipping.
you won't need all this height.
Yeah, sure. Like we're paying for it anyway. So we might as well try and access. And the racking system's pretty cool.
Will you have many working here?
Well, we've allowed for about 10, but it just depends. That just depends on growth.
Yeah.
I've also allowed that if I need to do it myself, I can do it myself.
Yeah.
I want to stay in the job if I can. So, this could potentially do us forever.
Yeah.
Now, if we ever got really, really big, we might have to scale up or add a few tanks, whatever. But there'd be no reason to ever leave this location.
Amazing.
I could do millions of bottles a year if you needed to.
Maybe buy a heater. Maybe.
Yeah. Well, this room here is all. This what temperature is it at the moment? I think it's maybe about 10. Is it? 9 degrees in here at the moment. So what'll happen here actually is we'll have a lot of dormancy from probably October onwards here. It's quite cold in here. There's no that's double insulated ceiling we have to fix this section. So that's quite a good insulation as it is. But this room in here is completely insulated, walls and everything.
You'll be living in there, so...
But that's the bottling room, so
Yeah.
people don't be working in there. And the liquid we want to bottle it as close to 20 as we can.
Yeah.
The other thing, so we're looking at maybe lagging jackets for these. I'm not joking.
Yeah.
To get the temperature up so that the volume doesn't change too much in the bottle. Then when you put too much in at a lower temperature, then when the temperature rises, say they head off to South Africa or something, and you get from winter here to somewhere there, it'll all explode. And you're wasting whiskey as well. Obviously. But yeah, no, it's good. Like that, they just roll in and out there, the casks. So it's pretty simple. I have a little gym set up in the corner for myself. I plan on being here a lot. So
Lifting casks wasn't enough, no?
well, you won't be lifting much of them. Like there's a park lift there, so I guess I have to do something.
So this is just one part of the space you have, or is this all of this? It's all of this. Is there more?
All of this, yeah. This building down here now.
And then next building.
So this is the original building. So this building was placed between two buildings. This was a yard, I guess. The whole compound here was done in the H block, built in the 1840s as workhouses, or the Union House. Basically, people came in, they had to give up all their belongings. And they were separating the families, so the children were in one wing, infirmary was the other wing, women and infants were in another wing, and men in another wing. So families were completely divided. Any land they had, any possessions, they didn't have much anyway. They had to hand it over to get in, just to get food and sustenance to survive, you know. So very, very sad history here. Temporary lit up here. So this is one of the wings of the old workhouse. It was for the children down here. So there would have been a stairs coming up here. You can see where it's gapped. It's filled in. There was the stairs coming down here. Solid stone walls, venting between the floors. You can see the gaps. Here they would have been down for air. And any of the whitewash you see on the walls around the place, that was literally, they were just whitewashing over, whitewash, to, you can see it more on this side and up high, to kill disease basically. That's all it was for, you know, and they would have been, the conditions here would have been awful, and they were called inmates, you know, and it's built in a H block, and we all know there's a lot of prison systems, or a particular prison system built in H blocks then as well thereafter. So a lot of this stuff was tried out, you know, in other countries and used before they adapted them for other places. So hopefully what's going to happen here is this is so close to our main building here that we're going to put office space and that here we have to reinstate the stairway to get up there. And then if you come through here, see how thick the walls are. Oh, you're talking over a metre.
Hold the cold and the disease.
Yeah, like incredible workmanship as well. But the floor is missing in this one now, so you can see all the way up to the ceiling. All the original beams, original roof.
So what
Slates
was this?
are perfect. I've been up on the roof. Slates are perfect. We would be keeping them all. Beams are perfect. No rot. Nothing. They're incredible. Like if you leave the history of the building aside and the sadness around it, the workmanship that went into these buildings is just fantastic. So we're going to have to reinstate all this, all the windows. There are a lot of them. About 65, I think. I have to double check that, but we might have to do all 65. We'll have to do over 50 anyway. We'll have to fix the roof up in places, patch it, new guttering, rainwater system, because there was none on it ever. And we will have to see how we're going to do the roof on the inside then, because like all of that is done with original kind of horsehair, and you know that is old insulation and plaster work basically. That's between you and the tiles. You can see the tiles, Barry.
Yeah.
Like that's all it is. It's just that thin skim.
My God.
It's all still there though from the 1840s, you know. And that whitewash that I talked about, that's just layered on and layered on.
And what will you use this space for?
So what I'm hoping to do here is to knock out into our other facility you were just in.
Yeah.
So we'll have access in and out. I'll put some dunnage in here, put the roof back on, or not the roof, the floor, and we'll be able to access across then from the office space over here, all the way across here, and I'll bring you up into the next section. So this was an original doorway. It was like that when we got here, so we're going to have to try and reinstate that. That's where you'd access out, or maybe this one here as well, I'm not sure. We'd have to work with our architect on that. See all that whitewash.
So this building that we were just in would have been previously bedrooms, kind of dormitories.
Yeah, that's all it was. It's just got people living on little small boards, and we'll have all that history on display here too. You know, to show people. And I just haven't had time to get into it, where it's just so. Like, I want to be respectful of it and get it right. And
you're busy building a whiskey business.
Yeah, but this is only part of the story. That we'll give people when they come here. They'll see a lot of it. And look how thick that is now. That whitewash, just there underneath the windowsill.
If these walls could talk.
Yeah, you probably wouldn't want to listen.
No.
Original floorboards. Obviously, there was a lot of pigeons up here. This is all pigeon poop. Fertilizer.
Insulation.
Yeah, we might give it a sweep, before we get people up here. I don't think it's ready for the Irish Whiskey Awards.
I noticed there was very little sweeping done before I got here, but
yeah.
Almost none, you might say.
Almost none, yeah. So this is the building, and then this is the end of it, and then we have all the way downstairs all the way through as well. So the whole idea is to kind of open this out. Obviously, we have to leave the original wall here. We have to clean it up, we have to fix the beams there, because Flavins used to come in here, or whoever had the seed company, and they would have been filling this. There's old motors lying around it. They would have been driving grain up here and keeping it. So, as an overflow. Yeah.
You see the sun out there, see the light.
Yeah. The roof in here is a lot more damaged, ceiling. Yeah, so the whole idea up here is to be able to have host tasting events and have this as a space that people can use as well. We don't, when we're not using it, allow other people in to access it in the community as well. So it's for O'Connell whiskey merchants, but I want it to become more of a community. At the moment, all it is this whole site is all geared around tourism, getting a bike and getting into Dungarvan, and that's kind of it. There's a coffee shop there and that, etc. But there's not much else keeping people on site. So getting a good sense of the history that's here. I think there's a mass grave here too. So there's a lot of history and tourism that can be generated here, and it's important to keep telling those stories, I think, too.
Are you planning on doing the event from here? That was your big ambitious plan?
I'll have Wi-Fi here.
Will you?
It's going in next Tuesday. Niall was here yesterday, the guy who's installing a Premier broadband, so we're all wired up. We have our wires in, they're up in the corner, so he just has to hook us up. So the plan is we'll have the place a bit tidier, the guys will have finished slabbing out.
Yeah, could you make it a bit tidy, please? I mean, these are important guests, come on.
I might even have a few of my friends and neighbours there.
Yeah, a session?
People who help me out.
That'd be brilliant.
Yeah, don't want to be here on my own after dark.
Now with all the stories of these buildings.
Yeah, so we'll have it. I think why not? Why not?
So.
We've done enough of them, from kitchen tables and
that's true.
And attics.
And you looking down at a desk from in a bedroom.
So I think, we'll sure look. It's no harm, and in a couple of months, then the place will be finished. We'll have to put a whole new floor down and polyurea floor, and it'll be all new doors, and it'll be spick and span.
Right. So we'll see you on February 23rd.
Yeah.
Midnight. Irish time, 7 o'clock Eastern. Let's have a session.
Absolutely, yeah.